Hi, I'm off to Europe for 3 months and I've got all this stuff here to take. I'm going from April to July and I'm going to see if I can fit it all into my carry-on bag and a day pack. Let's see if we can do it. So the months I'm going for are from April to July, and we've got a range of temperatures from very cold. We're travelling to the Balkans, so we're starting off in the Czech Republic, going to Poland and Hungary. The temperatures there are going to be cold, probably highs of 14, maybe 15, with lows overnight 2 to maybe 7. Going on through Croatia, Albania, Serbia, down into Greece and so on, and into Turkey. So there we're going through warmer to eventually 35 degrees. So I've got to take everything to cover that in 3 months. So I'm starting off first of all to tell you that on the plane I'm wearing my heaviest clothes. So I've got these big baggy jeans that I love, very comfortable, and I'm wearing a merino top. Over that I've got a long sleeve merino top that I'm wearing. Then I've got a merino jumper over the top of that, lightweight things these. And then over the top of that I've got my denim jacket. I'm not a particular fan of denim and denim, but hey, I'll wear it on the plane. And I've got all these different necklines, so to tie it all together I've got my buff, hides all my necklines, keeps my neck warm. So that will do for the on the flight. I'm also on the flight. I'll be wearing one of the 3 pairs of shoes I'm taking. Wearing those, I've got my flight socks to wear when I'm on the plane. While I'm at the airport though, because these are quite firm fitting and they're not that comfortable to be honest. I'll be taking a little pair of merino socks, one of the 3 pairs of socks I'm taking. So I'm going to start with the colder stuff first, and the main thing you need to know about going to cold places is layers, and merino is great for that. Traps air between the layers and that's what keeps you warm. So I've got 2 pairs of merino longs. They can be worn, one pair can be worn under here, the other pair is a spare, but because it's so cold at night, I feel the cold at night, so I'll probably be wearing my merino longs. And I've got another merino long sleeve top. So two long sleeve under merino tops and 2 merino long bottoms. The next thing I've got, besides these jeans that I can wear with my merinos under them, I've got just a pair of black stretchy sort of bell bottom type pants. Black, anything goes with black. So with that I've got another merino jumper. Again, all those layers can go under that, and this will go with the black pants, with the jeans, and the black, and this one will go with just about everything I'm taking as well. So in fact they go with everything. So the 2 merino jumpers, 2 merino longs, 2 merino tops, and 2 long pants. Now along with that I've got another buff. Now these are what we call these buff things, and they're great. They just pop on over your head and they keep your neck warm, and if you get really cold ears in there you just pop them over like this and you wear them up like that with your hat on or your raincoat. You're sorted. They look a bit funny but they keep you really warm. Okay, so that's that. I've also got, like I said, 3 pairs of socks, 2 merino these ones, and a slightly longer pair because my ankles get cold, so a slightly longer pair to go over the top. I've got a little pair of gloves because my hands get cold too. I'll biff these at the end, they're just little old ones. As far as socks and things go, I've got a little pair of little socket things that I wear with the shoes, and another daintier pair of little sockets things as well. They're just those little wee nylon-y things, really super light. I'm going for light here. So moving on now to when it starts to get a little bit warmer. So I've got, because a lot of what we're doing is we're going to be doing a little bit of cycling. We've got a 8-day Croatia boat bike thing, so I want to have stuff for that. We've got a little bit of walking, so I'm hoping to do some walking in different places in Albania and stuff like that. And we're ballooning in Cappadocia in Turkey, so that's going to be very cold, but that'll be later on. So we've got to sort of cover everything. When we're going to be a lot in the cities, you sort of have to look a little bit smarter, I think. So I've got some 3/4 pants, stretchy pants. They go with everything I've got here, and I've also got my fallback faves, just my white stretchy pants as well, and they're very lightweight. Then I've just got a selection of tops that will go with my bottoms. The other bottoms I've got, I'll go into that, is for when it gets a little bit warmer, but for intermediate stuff are these shorts that I wear on just about all my trips. They come in so handy. I can wear them cycling or walking. I can wear my little, here's another one, these little wraparound skirts. These great little things, this one here, they're so practical. Great for travelling, they scrunch up and travel very well. They're lightweight, they dry easily. They can be worn on a bike. They don't flap open as you're walking along, or if they do, there's another bit of material there, so it's quite private. And it's got pockets too, which I love. And then the other bottoms are my little shorts that I'll be wearing when the weather gets a lot hotter. So this will be more my Turkey, my Greek islands, that sort of thing. So going back onto the tops here, I've got a slightly dressier top that is kind of sheer and it just blouses out. That'll go easily with the different things I've got here. You know, you can put all sorts together with the white pants as well. Black and white's always works well. I've got my floaty sort of tops that you wear a little camisole underneath. I forgot to mention, I've got a couple of merino singlets too. Now the beauty with merino is that you can wear it and it's not going to make you sweaty hot at all. In fact, it's a cooling fabric. So that underneath a blousone, floaty top works really well, and that again goes with all the bottoms I've got. And I've got another one that's dark blue that goes with everything, and it's got a little camisole top to wear under it, or I could wear that one, the black one. And then a couple of other tops. I've got one for slightly dressier sort of one, and it's just lightweight one, that with your denim jacket over the top. This is where the denim jacket comes in really handy, because you can just pop it over the different outfits, and it just kind of pulls things together, but gives you that extra layer that's not too thick or anything like that. And the other top is just another lightweight top, again for when we get into the cooler climates. This is a silky one. When you get into the warmer climates, rather, it keeps you cooler. What I forgot to add into all that was I've got my puffer jacket. Puffer jackets are wonderful, so lightweight, packed down to nothing, and keep you super warm. So I'm thinking, days when it's just, cool breeze is blowing, you've got your puffer jacket there. It's not waterproof, but it definitely keeps you lovely and warm and snug. And as I say, it just folds down to nothing. In April, the weather forecast, especially in the Balkans, is not the best. I've heard there's quite a bit of rain. So I've got my lightweight rain jacket. It's not one of those Mac in the Sack pack ones, the little ones, because they've found in the past they're not that waterproof. Whereas this one's very waterproof. It's got a hood inside the collar of it, and it's great, very good. It's a Mac pack one, I think. Not sure. Yep, Mac pack one. So that goes with that. So, working my way through my mess on the table here, we're now making our way to the hotter climates, and as I've said, I've got my little shorts, I've got my skirt, I've got my other 3/4, these little long shorts here. Then I'm going out into some singlety tops, so a couple of singlet tops as well, and they work very well just to keep you nice and cool. I've also got a couple of dresses, and very lightweight dresses is one of my faves for travelling around. It's dressy enough to wear out. It just hangs nicely. It doesn't. It does crease rather, so it's not one of those practical type ones. However, you just hang it up when you're having a shower on a coat hanger, and the steam takes all the wrinkles out. And I've got one slightly sort of tropical, more to be wearing. I'm thinking cruising down the river, cruising on a boat around Croatia or something, or in Greek islands. So I've got that. Denim jacket goes over the top of that, denim jacket goes over the top of that, jumper can go over with that, jumper can go over that if need be, and same with the black ones. You know, it all mixes and matches. So, moving on down to my smalls. So I've got my little packet of undies here. Actually, I'm taking about 7 undies this time, and I purposely went out and bought really lightweight undies, and they all pack into here. The next thing I've got is my multifunctional bra that will crisscross and halter neck and do ordinary straps as well. Black and a beigey one, because that just goes under everything as well. So that's my smalls done. Then for the bed attire, I've talked about how in the colder climates I want to be kept nice and warm, so I've got my thermals. We're going to be staying in hostels a lot of the time, so chances are we have to go down the hall to use the communal bathroom, and I want to make sure I'm covered. So I've also got just a nightie that, believe it or not, I wear as a dress as well. So it's a multifunctional nightie. You can pop a denim jacket over that and call it a dress. So there's that. And then moving on, my shoes, footwear. So we had this for when it's cooler, with socks, a couple of pairs of socks underneath. They'll get wet, yes, but these dry really quickly and easily, and they'll get mucky, and chances are I might want to chuck them at the end of the trip. That's okay. Then I've got Motiva sandals, and they are wonderful for wearing every day, walking around streets and everything, and on little treks and on bikes and that. And I've also got these, which are little sandal jandals, which are great to wear, out with my dresses, with my shorts, and in grotty showers if I'm not really trusting what the showers are like. So we are moving on now to the toiletries. I've got very basic toiletries. I don't bother packing a hell of a lot. I did put a deodorant in, shampoo, conditioner, to have it, just a small one. Most places have it, but if they don't, just to tide me over, I can always buy stuff there and use it there, and then don't bother about taking it home. I've got my toothbrush and my little toothpaste in here somewhere. Just take all these bits out. Where are we? So I've got my toothbrush and toothpaste. I've got my razor. I decant my moisturiser into a little container like this. There's quite a bit in there. It doesn't look like it, but there is. I've got a little bit of body lotion, as again I can buy a little bit more when I'm over there. I like to take just a small perfume because I like to smell nice, and I've got some makeup here, so some foundation and mascara, and that's it. Now I've also got a hairband to hold back the hair when I'm washing my face, a little bit of stuff that product I put in my hair, as well as, here it is, a small one. You can take these on the plane of hairspray. So there's that and that. And I have my tweezers, and hopefully there's a big magnifying mirror somewhere, but I also have, I think they're in here, there's magnifying, not magnifying, they sort of are, magnifying glasses for plucking eyebrows and putting on makeup and that, and they just work like this. So you just look through one and pluck the other and switch it over and pluck the other. So they're a good find, those. and they make it much easier. So I've got those, and
Where did you get those
just from a chemist. You just buy these from a chemist, yeah. And they're powerful ones, so they're good. And I've got a little bit of facial soap as my cleanser. So that's all that. I'm not going to bother putting it all away. I have an incidental bag, which is where I had my little plucky eyebrow glasses. In my incidental bag, I have the multifunctional universal plug, and that's the sort of one that we're going to need. I have a little bit of Sard's Wonder Soap, which I just chopped a bit off and put in a little bag. That's handy if I need to do a quick washing. Sometimes I just use their hand soap and that, so I'm not too fussed on that. But yeah, there's a little bit of Sard's Wonder Soap in case I need it. I've got all the batteries for my hearing aids. So I've got to take 3 months supply of batteries there. And I've got my power cord for my phone. So that all goes in that little incidentals bag. And moving along. So I've now got what I take on the plane. So over here I have my little bag here that's one of these little waterproof bags. And in that I've got my Kindle. I've got my reading glasses there. And I've got, oh yes, my little bag here. So in this little bag that goes on board, so to put my hearing aids in for when I want to sleep on the plane. Now I keep the packet of this so that you can see the no jet lag tablets. I think they're great. You can take them every 2 hours, but if you miss it because you're sleeping, it doesn't really matter. But they're great, and they seem to work well for me. You might have something else that works well for you. I have a sleeping mask. I have the little headphone things. I don't bother throwing those away. I just keep one pair that I keep reusing. Some earplugs, my little earplug container. So I have my little earplugs I put in. And I have, I go to the doctor and I get he gives me about 10 sleeping tablets. I only ever need half of one. So I take a half a sleeping tablet when I'm ready to go to sleep. They take about, I think, 20 minutes to come on. So when I'm ready, I go through my little, routine of getting ready for bed. I go and clean my teeth. That's another thing I take too, my toothbrush. Take that with me as well. So I go and wash my face and put my moisturiser on and clean my teeth and get all ready for bed and take my little sleeping tablet, and then I'll just start reading my Kindle, or I'll just just sit there and wait for it to come on, and that works really well. And I also have I use my sarong, which again is another article of clothing, and a beach towel. My sarong goes with me on my flight, and I just pop that under my neck and just doze off with that. So I mentioned it as being my little beach thing as well. I forgot to tell you my beach stuff. Basically, I'm just taking over my bikini, a cap, and this to lie on, dry myself, wear, whatever. That's it for the beach stuff, and my sunscreen. Yep. And my sun hat. So this here will either just be squashed in my bag, or I'll wear it on the plane and stick it up in the cabinet, in the thing at the top. So we've got my bag on the plane. I've got a spare waterproof bag. So that is for if we go hiking and I need something inside the bag, or my clothes get wet or something like that, then I've got that one as well as the on-flight bag as well to go in the day pack. All of this stuff here will get packed into these 3 bags. So this is where I put my smalls and incidentals, slightly bigger clothes and bigger, flatter clothes, and that will all fit into my day pack, into my carry-on bag. The next thing, my day pack, that'll have the stuff I showed you that I'm taking on the plane. Plus I usually put my jacket and my and the puffer jacket in here as well, because you don't know what it's going to be like when I get off the plane. So I want to be prepared with something I can just get out straight away rather than unzipping my bag and having to rifle through and get stuff. So stuff I can put in there straight away. The next thing is my little bag that I take with me everywhere. So this is one of these pack safe bags that are brilliant at, you can't break into these bags basically. No one can cut the strap, no one can unzip it. You can actually put the little zippy thing through here and it stops it getting, oh yeah, there's a little thing there that you click onto the top of it. I generally don't tend to do that because I've got my hand there all the time. So this is what was inside here. I've got my phone, got my passport. Then I open up this part here, which opens up like that. Got my lipstick, I've got my Wise card and my credit card. I will probably put this somewhere else rather than have the two cards in the same place. And the Wise card, so I'm going to load that up with euros before we go. Was looking at how much things cost over there. We're looking at, for the 3 months, between $15,000 and $20,000 New Zealand dollars worth. Yeah, so we'll find out whether that's enough. But yeah, it seemed to be. Yep.
For 2 people.
For 2. That is for 2. Yes, sorry. Yeah, that's for 2 people. Yeah. So half that for 1. And this part here, I've got my little purse so I can have some cash money there. Always handy to have that. And here I've got a little notebook and there's a pen here. And also in here I've got hard copy of our tickets and that as well. But otherwise it's all on my phone. So that is there. And then the last thing that will go in my bag is I take my itinerary and a copy of our passports. And so itinerary, copy of passports, and also copy of our insurance stuff and any in case of emergency numbers, contacts, that sort of thing. So now I'm going to pack all this away nice and neatly and show you how it all fits into my bag. All right. And one more thing is the first aid kit. I've got quite a comprehensive little first aid kit here, so I know I've got stuff if I need it. So I'm just going to quickly go through what I've got in here. In here I've got your Band-Aids, I've got a couple of bandages, I've got some safety pins, I've got this foam tape that goes on as soon as you feel a bit of a burn of a blister. It's great, this stuff, it's kind of got a bit of a cushioning to it. And as I say, a sling, bandage, so that's in the kind of plasters bandage one. Then I've got my creams and things, and I've got something for if you get itchy, like if you get sunburnt or you get stung by something or you're bitten by something. I've wrapped these up with duct tape because I have had it where a lid has come off this. This is my Tiger Balm, and this is great for anything muscular, for headaches, yeah, it's used for just about everything you can think of. You're feeling a bit queasy, rub it on your tummy. You know, feeling a bit of a cold, rub it on your neck or your chest. It's brilliant. And I've got this betadine antiseptic ointment. So that covers a lot of things as well. So those are my creams and potions. I've got my trusty hydrolytes, which I take if because I do get a bit of cramping, and I find that magnesium doesn't actually work for me, but these do. And they're just these fizzy things, pop them in your water bottle and have it during the day. Got my hand sanitizer, that works really well if you've got germies on you when you want to fix things up. And also the little gloves if you need them. They're just so lightweight, it's worth popping them in. And then a few pills and things. I've got some Strepsils. Sometimes you can get a bit of a sore throat on the plane, or just the climate change things. Strepsils work well for me for that. Claritine, so this is if there's any allergic reactions to anything. Got that. No diarrhea. So upset tummies, whatever. A little bit of Nurofen. What is this? Voltaren. Muscular aches and pains and things. I think I've got some ibuprofen again, which is just your general headachy aches and pains. And what's that? Gastrosoothe. Oh, upset tummy one if you start getting tummy aches. These are just small amounts of things, because if you do get sick, you've got something there, and then you can go to a chemist over there and even show them what you've been taking, and they can find, you know, what they use there. So it's all worldwide stuff. So that's there. I will be taking over some of a multivitamin as well. I forgot to put that in here, but a multivitamin, I take, you know, other stuff at home, but I'm not going to bother taking everything, but I'll take a daily multivitamin just to cover myself. And I think that covers everything there, yes. And right at the end of all the videoing, I find there are things I forgot to tell you about. So here they are. One of the things I've also packed is a scarf. Or shawl or whatever. It'd be great in winter time, you know, like when it's cold, to wrap around me like that, or I can wear it as a shawl, go nicely with my other outfits as a, you know, evening on the boat, cruising around the islands, you know, a little shawl. So it has a multitude of uses, something like this, even squash it up as a pillow as well. That's that. The other thing is I always take a little spare. These are just these $2 bags. I've just rolled it up nice and tight. That comes in handy. You go shopping. You don't want to take your day pack necessarily. Take that. You don't want to take your big day pack. You can always take this little beach bag as well, that I keep my beach stuff or my shower stuff in when I'm going to the toilets, the bathrooms rather, at hostels. Taking all your stuff in a little bag is handy. Forgot to mention my comb. I'll take that. And it can be very easy to zhuzh up an outfit by just taking, I've just got a lightweight necklace here that goes again with different outfits I've got. I also take in my little hearing aid case about 2 or 3 pairs of extra earrings, because even that, just adding a nice little pair of earrings can make, you know, make the difference. And I've got a spare pair of glasses in case something happens to these. Handy to take a spare pair of glasses as well. So I think that's all the little things I forgot to tell you about. So we should have got everything by now. Okay, so now I've packed all the items into their bags. We've got all of them packed here, and I've put aside the clothes here that I'm going to be wearing on the plane, with the shoes I'm going to be wearing. In there I've got my flight socks and my onboard bag. So now I'm going to put these things in here. That one there, that one there, and this one slotted on the top with the beach bag stuff there, and my jandals just slotted down the side. Also got my little shopping bag and my comb. Actually, I'll take my comb on the plane, I think. Right, so then that gets logged up. This here, like I said, I could wear, or I could, these are great, you just slot them in there, push it down, and it comes out looking fine. So I've slotted this into my little bag here, and this is one of these Kathmandu feather flight bags, and they're wonderful. They weigh 1.6. Already I can tell that's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So that's that, and it's got my handle, and that's all packed there. Now we're going to put the extra stuff in here. And as I said, put the stuff in there that I might need if I'm going to be getting out and it's cold and wet or windy. So put those in there. I've got my Tevas in there, just to pop those in as well. Not that I think I'll need those there. And I'm putting the heavier stuff in here. And they're also items that can come out easily if customs wants to check them over at all, you know, different things and bottles and things in here. So that goes in there because they'll weigh these sort of things, maybe, not always, but they don't usually weigh these bags. So you can put your heavier items in here. And then right at the top, I've got my little bag here. I'm just going to try and squeeze all this in now. I didn't do a practice one of this. So there we go. Squeeze it in. Bag. It's mainly my Kindle, so I'm just going to take the Kindle out and slot that down the side in this pocket down there, like that. Then this will just scrunch right down and pop that in there. And it zips up. I'll also get a drink bottle at the airport, and that'll go, I'll take my own drink bottle and pop it into this pocket here and take that on board the plane. I'd like to drink a lot of water, so yeah, that'll be on there. I've also put my deodorant in there too. So that's in there, that's all good to go. This here, my folder of things, that's just going to be slotted in the outside pocket as well. There we go. So that's all good to go. That's all good to go. And my little bag here. And let's go weigh everything now and see what it comes to. All right.
Okay, go.
Okay. So I'm hopping on the scales, weighing myself. Yep, okay. And I'll write that down. And now I'm going to weigh myself with the bag. So I find the best way to do it is to hold it right against my chest like that. Oops, hold on. Just got to get it back to zero. And hold it. Yep, let's weigh that. So now I write that down. And I take the other one away from that. Okay. Oh, bang on, 7 kg. Bang on. Ha! All right, now I'm going to weigh myself with this one. That's cool. Okay, here we go. Right, and I'll write that one down. 0.3, 6, and that is 3.7. 3.7 and 7 kg. There you go, sorted. And if they weighed it and that was heavier than that, because sometimes the scales aren't exactly as what I weigh at home, then I'll just take something out of there and bung it in there, or wear it. You know, that's the other thing. So now I'll show you how it all looks together, and then you'll see what it's going to look like. Okay, so I've got my gears on for the flight, got my shoes on, and the merino jumper, the under one, and I've still got the other one on underneath that. The necklines are all a mess, so this just pulls it all together. So you just pop it there. Can't see all the necklines. Then the denim jacket, if you need to. It often gets very cold on flight, so, and even if you don't wear this, you can tie it around your waist or whatever. Oh, it's rather warm wearing it right now, but so there you go. So there's that bit there. Then we're going to just pop everything else on. So that goes underneath that. The day pack. Hang on. Yep, that's there. And whew, now I'm ready to land in Czechia in Prague. Yep, all good to go.